Flocking tools, static grass applicators, electrostatic flocking machine. YouTube is full of videos where creators have also taken electric fly swatters and turned them into flocking tools. Very beautifully done. They're amazing looking, like something you've bought in a store. Mine is one that's just going directly to the end purpose, which is to add some flocking to a vintage G.I. Joe head suffering from hair loss. This is my ugly flocking tool, and I'll show you how I made it so you can have one too. Going into this, if you've assembled your supplies on hand, it'll only take you about 30 minutes. So the electronic fly swatter from Harbor Freight Tools is about $6, and everything else I use in this episode are items that I have on hand. Disassembly is fairly easy, it's just lots of screws. At first, I was looking at using existing wiring, but removed those with a soldering tool. I just attached my own over those areas. So I'd used 14 gauge wire. Probably a 16 gauge would be better, but again, that's just what I had on hand. The black wire is at an angle because that'll become my grounding clip, which will lead out through the side of the handle. So I've drilled a hole in the handle here for the black wire just on the side. And the white wire will follow out the top of the handle here eventually. On the end of the black wire, I'm attaching an alligator clip. If you're using the little vinyl covers here for the clip, remember to slide that on to the wire first before you attach your clip. So I'm using an old prescription bottle that will attach directly to the fly swatter handle. I had some screws similar to the short ones that I will be using to screw the bottle to the handle. They're just a little bit longer. It's kind of a 2-in-1. They're holding the bottle and the handle together. Here's just a close-up view of where I've attached the alligator clip to the black wire. I have this wire screen squares. It's from a screen patch kit, and it worked out just perfect in the size, these pre-cut sizes for this project. I'll cut out the center of the cap, leaving a border. Because of the inside of the cap, I'll hot glue the screen into place. Test fit before the glue, and it looks nice. Now it's hot glued into place. So I've drilled a hole in the side of the bottle to slide the white wire in. So I pushed the wire strands through the screen and touched it up there, both the inside and outside of the screen with the solder. I'm going to start this out with some fresh new batteries, and we're ready to test. Looks like it'll work fine for what I'm needing. So if I had a shorter bottle, that would even be better. but this is good. I'm just working from what I have on hand. I'm testing its flockability on the plastic cap insert I took out of the cap. Just a safety tip here for you. Wear a mask of some sort so you don't inhale the rayon fibers. That's the flocking material. They're very short, but it looks like it did the trick. So my flocking tool, it's not fancy, it's designed for small areas, so it works for me. You know, the fibers were statically charged and everything is doing its part. A shortened bottle would be nice. You could interchange caps maybe with different connector, and then you could put different size screens in those caps. You know, if you wanted to take it a little bit farther, that could be an upgrade. My primary reason for making this was to patch flocking on a vintage 70s G.I. Joe figurehead. You know, some balding spots are there, but I don't want to strip all the hair off. I'm just wanting to try this as a touch-up, just to fill in the bald spots. So for this I'm using Gorilla Clear glue, best to dilute with a couple drops of water, adding a little burnt umber in there, acrylic paint to tint it a bit for this application. So I've never done this before, so I'll see if I can successfully patch the beard and bald spots, tiny one on top of the head there too. So I'm not really sure at this point how well that's going to go. So after the glue has had time to sit and checking the head out, it looks really good to me. It's blended in well. You'd have to really examine it and to find fault. But, you know, to display the figure, it's a really nice job. Just on the side with this head, I'll touch up the paint rub on the eyebrows and it'll be good to go back together. So that's my build, my little ugly static flocking tool. They're used to flock models, you know, cars, seats, woodworking for like display cases to flock that, model train dioramas for grass landscapes like that, and for me and other collectors to fix up vintage G.I. Joe action figures. They got lots of hair rubs going on there. So have fun with this little project. It really doesn't take too much time to do this build, especially if you kind of assemble all the things you need on hand before you even start. Really about 30 minutes. Don't accidentally shock yourself. Keep the batteries out before you start. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share the episode. And then also I have membership options here for Toy Tinker Tim, the behind the scenes members, so check that out if you're so inclined as well. Alright, thanks for watching.